Hello and welcome to AP Sans Chapter 1 Introduction to Sans. As you can see on the left, that is the titular character of this course, Sans. This unit will be talking about Undertale. But we will cover AUs. But for now, we're just going to be sticking to Undertale, which is this original Sans here. As you can see. He's making a shrug expression. That is usually what he does. He makes a skeleton of puns, as he would say. But yeah. So, Chapter 1, Intro to Sans. If you haven't already, a prerequisite of this course is to play Undertale, which is what Sans is from. So here's some basic facts about Sans. His brother is Papyrus. You can think of them as sort of like a straight man, straight man, funny man, like dichotomy. So Sans can make a T chart, and you can put Sans and Papyrus in the chart. So, Sans is the funny one. You know, they're both funny. This is important to know. This will be on the test. They're both funny characters. They're both funny characters, but Sans, Papyrus gets angry at Sans. Papyrus enjoys spaghetti. In the game Undertale, he has there's a recurring motif of spaghetti. Sans has a unclean room. So in this dichotomy, this is pretty much a basic overview of Sans. As you would see. So he first appears in the forest. So when you play the game and you're underground, once you get out of the forest, he's the first figure who walks over you. Now you may think of him as the antagonist. Well, he is the antagonist if you go the evil route. I mean, but otherwise, he helps you out in all the other routes, like the neutral one. Or, the true route. So he's an interesting character. I mean, there are pretty much two sides to Sans. To be reductive, two sides. This is Undertale Sans, by the way. So there's two sides. There's the funny Sans and the serious Sans. So examples of funny Sans in the game would be hot dogs, trumpet. Serious Sans is sins crawling. When you kill a bunch of people, he gets serious, etc. And so, this is basically an overview of him as a character. Now, you might be wondering why there's a whole course for this skeleton, Sans. Well, the thing is, I think it's important to know the deep and varied history of Sans, because he's a very, very interesting character. Because sometimes he can just be all serious, and then sometimes he can be real silly. And so today we're gonna be talking about him and his relationship to the other characters of Undertale. So first of all, we need to basically define his traits. His traits, based off of other characters. So we can start with a list. For example, Papyrus. He is protective of his brother. Frisk. He with Frisk, he's say laid back, unless an evil timeline. Because when you're in the evil timeline, Sans takes that very seriously. And Ketchup is not a character, but it is important to note that he enjoys consumption of it, just raw consumption of ketchup. And this will be on the test when it asks you what Sans' favorite food is. One of the answers will be ketchup, and that will be the right answer. You may be tempted to say it's a burger or anything, but no. It also should be important to note that he has a scientific background. So his relationship with that. Voila. So about his dress, his manner of dress. This is a blue jacket. He lives in the forest, which is cold. It's a cold climate. He's a skeleton, obviously, because of his manner of dress. He has his shorts are black. They're black and shiny. Because Sans is a skeleton, he has no reproductive organs. That is important to note. That Sans has no reproductive organs whatsoever. At least in the original timeline of Sans, which is the blue one. And so, he's very skilled, I should say. He's a very skilled skeleton. And you might want to know that he's very skilled. Unlike his brother, he's very competent. He's a very competent skeleton. He can do the gaster blasters. Blah, blah, blah. Now, what is the impact of Sans here in the Undertale storyline? The Undertale. The impact of Sans. Well, shown that Sans knows timelines. And the game has timeline stuff. He knows about the resetting of the timeline. He researches. He knows Um, he's a funny addition. So think about it. Sans is a skeleton. Skeletons don't talk or walk. That's funny, right? They just don't. You've never seen one walking outside. So, yeah. Another thing that he, so that concludes chapter 1 introduction to Sans. Next we'll be analyzing what Sans really is. We'll be analyzing his soul, and his other thing,